Welcome to tonight's peaceful journey into one of the most fascinating stories of our time. I'm here to guide you through the remarkable testimony of David Grusch, a former intelligence officer whose revelations have captivated the world. As you settle into comfort, let your mind drift through the mysteries of the cosmos and the intriguing world of unidentified aerial phenomena. If you love our calming stories that explore the unknown, please give us a like and subscribe for more content that helps you relax while discovering fascinating tales. Now, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and let's begin this tranquil exploration into the extraordinary. David Charles Grusch served in silence for many years within the intelligence community, a dedicated officer driven by duty and an unwavering sense of responsibility. His career spanned over 14 years in the US Air Force and included vital roles in the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO. Throughout his time in these institutions, Grusch became privy to information that many could only imagine. As he worked on various assignments, he would hear whispers, stories of programs hidden from public scrutiny, shrouded in layers of classification. It was during his tenure as a representative to the UAP task force that Grusch's understanding of these mysteries began to evolve. In 2021 and 2022, Grusch heard testimonies from trusted colleagues about highly secretive crash retrieval programs. These accounts painted a picture of government agencies possessing technology and materials not of this world. Such revelations were not idle speculations, but rather insights specific enough to demand further investigation. Grusch's role required him to assess intelligence reports meticulously, and as he pieced together the fragmented accounts, a narrative formed. One of aerospace technology beyond human capability being concealed from both the public and lawmakers. These were not dismissed as mere rumors in the corridors he walked. They were secrets shared amongst those with high security clearances. Individuals who had witnessed or learned of activities they couldn't rationalize within the known boundaries of technology. Thus began a transformational journey for Grusch, an odyssey driven by the truth he felt needed revelation. His path forward was fraught with challenges, for taking the step from silence to speaking out was no simple task. Yet the more he learned, the heavier the burden became to shield such momentous information from public sight. The weight of this knowledge pressed upon him daily as he contemplated the implications of both disclosure and continued secrecy. As the tapestry of secrets unfurled, each thread pulled by David Grusch added complexity to the picture. Past the official narratives lay whispers of hidden programs, anomalies dismissed to maintain a facade of conventionality. Within the intelligence community, he encountered stories shared by over 40 officials whose experiences quietly corroborated one another. These were no ordinary accounts. They spoke of intriguing recoveries, of craft exhibiting properties defying the known parameters of physics. Such craft had reportedly been retrieved, studied, and meticulously concealed. Grusch learned of reverse engineering efforts shrouded in mystery, with projects so compartmentalized they were unknown even to some of the most senior officials. The whisperers described programs running for decades, tasked with understanding something unprecedented. It was the stuff of science fiction movies, involving materials that were not merely advanced, but anomalous. These narratives coalesced, not in the dimly lit rooms of conspiracy theorists, but in the halls of agencies tasked with safeguarding the nation. Defense contractors, according to these accounts, had been involved in analyzing materials with isotopic ratios unknown to terrestrial science. Witnesses spoke of craft that could perform maneuvers impossible for human-made aircraft. Instantaneous acceleration, right-angle turns at incredible speeds, and the ability to transition seamlessly between air, water, and space environments. The scope of these revelations encompassed not just singular incidents, but systematic recovery and analysis programs spanning multiple decades. Each conversation Grusch had revealed another piece of an elaborate puzzle, one that painted a picture of government knowledge far exceeding public understanding. And so, Grusch's resolve strengthened. He compiled carefully, each testimony adding weight to his growing list of concerns. A detailed portfolio of conversations that, together, told a story too important to remain hidden. The pursuit of this monumental secret demanded clarity, demanded disclosure. In 2022, Grusch's journey brought him to the brink of disclosure. With a portfolio of evidence in hand, he prepared to take official actions that would challenge the status quo. Filing formal complaints with the Intelligence Community Inspector General, he outlined his concerns about the inadequacy of congressional oversight on these crucial matters. The path to public revelation began with his decision to become a protected whistleblower under federal law. This legal framework provided him some protection as he prepared to share classified information through proper channels. The Inspector General's office validated his complaints as both credible and urgent, lending weight to his subsequent public statements. On July 26, 2023, the climax of Grusch's efforts involved testifying before the House Oversight and Accountability Committee, a monumental step laden with the burden of truth. Sitting alongside retired Navy Commander David Fravor and former Navy pilot Ryan Graves, Grusch presented his findings to a packed congressional hearing room, detailing the shadowy programs and their profound implications. His testimony became a pivotal moment that would reverberate through media channels and capture international attention. Under oath, he stated his belief that the US government possessed craft of non-human origin, along with biological remains. He described a multi-decade crash retrieval program that had been concealed from proper oversight. Grusch detailed his claims with precision, backing them up with the affirmations of others who shared similar experiences in the intelligence community. His assertions were clear. Certain factions within the government had been operating beyond standard protocols, protecting extraordinary findings from public and legislative view. The hearing room fell silent as he described potential retaliation he faced for his disclosures, painting a picture of institutional resistance to transparency. His voice carried the weight of someone who had crossed a threshold from which there could be no return, knowing that his life and career would forever be changed by these revelations. The aftermath of Grusch's testimony rippled through government halls and public consciousness alike. His allegations prompted immediate calls for further investigation, with lawmakers from both sides of the aisle expressing concern about the implications of his claims. the traditional skepticism surrounding UFO reports seemed to waver in the face of his credentials and measured delivery. In the days following his congressional appearance, Grusch's story dominated headlines worldwide. News organizations scrambled to verify his claims, while intelligence community veterans debated the plausibility of his assertions. Some colleagues publicly supported his courage in coming forward, while others questioned the interpretation of the information he had gathered. The personal cost of his disclosures became increasingly apparent. Grusch spoke candidly about facing harassment and intimidation following his decision to go public. The stress of carrying such weighty secrets, combined with the pressures of potential retaliation, had taken a toll on his mental health, a burden he acknowledged openly in subsequent interviews. His story illuminated the broader challenges faced by those within classified programs who witness extraordinary phenomena. The compartmentalized nature of intelligence work means that even senior officials may be unaware of programs operating parallel to their own responsibilities. Grusch's experience highlighted systemic issues of oversight and transparency within government agencies. As investigations continued, the focus shifted to the processes by which such programs could operate without congressional knowledge. His testimony raised fundamental questions about democratic oversight of classified activities and the balance between national security and public transparency. The quiet intelligence officer, who had once worked in shadows, now found himself at the center of a global conversation about humanity's place in the universe. His decision to speak truth to power had transformed him from anonymous government servant to catalyst for unprecedented disclosure efforts. As David Grusch's story continued to unfold in the months following his testimony, the reverberations of his disclosures created waves throughout multiple sectors of society. Scientific communities began reassessing decades of unexplained aerial phenomena, reports with renewed seriousness. The stigma that had long surrounded UAP research began to lift as credible witnesses stepped forward with their own accounts. Congressional leaders announced plans for enhanced oversight of intelligence programs related to UAP investigations. New legislative proposals emerged, designed to create stronger protections for whistleblowers and ensure that extraordinary discoveries would not remain hidden from elected representatives. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office found itself under increased scrutiny as lawmakers demanded greater transparency in its operations. International allies watched the American disclosure process with keen interest. Other nations began reviewing their own UAP files and policies, with some announcing intentions to release previously classified materials. The global nature of these phenomena meant that Grusch's revelations had implications far beyond US borders. Within the scientific community, researchers who had long advocated for serious study of anomalous aerial phenomena found themselves with unprecedented opportunities for legitimate investigation. Universities began considering formal research programs, while government agencies explored partnerships with academic institutions to study materials and data that had previously been confined to classified environments. The transformation in public discourse was remarkable. Media coverage evolved from sensationalized reporting to serious journalistic investigation. Mainstream publications assigned experienced reporters to UAP beats, treating the subject with the same rigor applied to other significant government and science stories. For Grusch himself, the role of public figure brought both vindication and continued challenges. His story had opened doors that had been sealed for decades, yet questions remained about what additional revelations might emerge from the shadows. The quiet courage he had shown in stepping forward continued to inspire others within the intelligence community to consider their own responsibilities to truth and transparency. And so we reach the end of our journey through David Grusch's extraordinary revelations. His story reminds us that truth often requires tremendous courage to bring into the light, and that sometimes the most profound changes begin with a single voice willing to speak against the silence of institutional secrecy. Whether his claims lead to revolutionary discoveries or simply to greater transparency in government operations, Grusch's decision to step forward has already transformed the conversation around one of humanity's most enduring mysteries. His legacy may well be that he helped move us closer to answers about our place in a universe that may be far more populated and mysterious than we ever imagined. As you drift into peaceful sleep, let your mind wander among the stars, contemplating the vast possibilities that await our understanding. Rest well, knowing that there are still mysteries to unfold and truths yet to be discovered.